I had my ChatGPT moment like everybody else did. And, we both spent time at MIT, so we were technical, but I'd never gone that deep into AI. And of course, I did afterwards. So the last 6 months, I've used my platform to educate myself. I've had Mo Gaudet on the show. I know you've spoken to him, former Google.
Mo, yeah.
I actually had Mo 4 years ago when he came, or 5 years ago when he came with his happiness book. So I already knew Mo.
Yes.
And I listened to his book, and then I got him back on. I've had Professor Max Tegmark of MIT, Professor Hugo de Garis, who wrote that book, The Art-elect War, and of course, Dr. Ben Goertzel on the show. We're also investing about $1 million into his new AI company. Peter, you've been talking about singularity for decades. I was just curious, why write your book now, and how did the ChatGPT moment change your view of the future?
So I wrote a book with my writing partner, Stephen Kotler. We'd written Abundance, Bold, and our third book was The Future is Faster Than You Think. That came out in 2019, just before the pandemic hit. And it was a look at how this decade, everything is accelerating, and that the speed at which technology is accelerating is itself accelerating. All these things are coming together, right? Just to take a second and paint that acceleration of the acceleration. First of all, we've got more capital than ever before, right? Deployed more democratically, globally. We have the fact that the tech is becoming cheaper. So your ability per dollar to get access to compute or memory, or per dollar to get access to genome sequencing, is skyrocketing. Not just 10x or 100x. We're talking, a million x, a billion x over it was 20 years ago. So for every dollar available, and there's more of that, there's more capability of technology. We then have more individuals, more brilliant minds being connected globally around the world. It used to be the people that were, in our classes at MIT, or were in our city, or we happened to know through our industry. Now you have access to the most brilliant minds around the planet instantly for free, right? So there's more intellectual capability and more money doing more things with it. And then you add this incredible sense of urgency, this what I call a massive transformative purpose. It's throwing fuel on the fire. So all these things are accelerating the rate of the acceleration we're seeing. And one of the things I wrote about in Exponential Organizations 2.0 with Salim Ismail is that we're going to see more progress in the decade ahead than we have in the entire past century. And so when you look at this incredible speed, it is blinding. And I mean, I was just, as we were just saying a few minutes before we hopped on this program, I was at MIT this past week visiting some dear friends on a new company, a new venture studio I'm creating there. And I was talking to one friend about how a new generation of technologies are coming out that will displace these generative transformer models, these these GPT models, and will be 100 or 1,000 times better than them. And then, literally not an hour goes by when another person saying, "Oh yeah, I've heard about those approaches, but this is going to blow that one out of the water." So it's this near the curve and agility and the ability to understand the fundamentals, sort of first principle thinking. That's going to be key. But we're going to see disruption after disruption after disruption. And how do you leverage that? The way I describe it, Brian, is how do you surf on top of the tsunami of change instead of getting crushed by it? So, that can either generate a sense of anxiety in people when I speak about this, or like awe and excitement, like amazing. Like I'm going to let go of that and I'm going to start on this next stream. I mean, my GPT moment probably prior to ChatGPT, but then definitely excelled by ChatGPT, was really the recognition that the Turing test had been completed and that we had just moved the goal line. In fact, another conversation I'd had at MIT this week was in when are we going to see AGI? And one of the guys I was there with, who's extraordinarily brilliant, has multiple PhDs. Says, listen, we have AGI. It came in 2020. I said, what? Because it came with the release of GPT-3. I'm clear about that. Is his opinion, and it will become evident by 2025. So, what does it mean to the world? Everybody listening here, if in fact we have artificial general intelligence, right? We know there's this concept of narrow intelligence, and this is Deep Blue winning chess. This is even, even DeepMind's approaches to protein sequencing or playing Go. These are narrow AIs that are able to solve this particular problem. Artificial general intelligence is an AI that you can ask it to do anything, and it's generalized sufficiently. But the interesting thing is, okay, if in fact we have it by 2025, Ray Kurzweil, who's a dear friend, my mentor, we've started companies together. We started Singularity University together. Ray's prediction is that his prediction has been that by 2029 we'll have human level AI. And everybody used to think he's super, way ahead and optimistic. And no, it's 50 years later, 100 years later. Now people have all honed in on, yes, by 2029 we're likely to have AI. And many individuals, Elon included, are projecting, no, it's likely 2025. So regardless if it's 25 or 29, it's here, it's this decade. So what are you going to do? How are you going to prepare for it? It changes everything.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.